Committee is seated in a private room. Scribe has her laptop or notepad ready to take minutes. Blank copies of probation forms are printed and ready for use if needed. Box of Kleenex and water are present. Committee also has access to the most recent versions of the fraternity bylaws, standing rules and policies, chapter bylaws and standing rules, and member commitment statement. The role of scribe is rotated each week.
Good evening, everyone. Our first 10 minutes will be open standards, and then we'll go over liaison reports, new business, member conferences, and probation follow-ups. While we're waiting to see if anyone comes in for open standards, we could start going over our liaison reports. Carly, do you have anything to report from the AE committee?
Hi, Alyssa. Yes, this week I spoke with the VPAE, and she let me know that most of our members on POC have been doing great, but Catherine has not been answering the VPA's emails or phone calls regarding her terms. The VPA has brought it up to me to speed, and I added this to our agenda under new business.
Great, thanks, Carly. We'll talk more about that in a little bit. Haley, do you have anything to share about the education chairman?
No report at this time. Senior contracts are completed and we'll be sure to hold seniors accountable and if they're not followed.
Thanks, Haley. Caroline, do you have anything to report from the event chairman or the risk management chairman?
Yeah, as we discussed last week, we are calling in a few members for their behavior last week at formal. They are able to attend their meetings tonight, so we'll discuss those issues at that time.
Thanks, Caroline. Whitney, how about a report from the finance committee?
Last week, I provided a list of members who were late in paying their dues, and the committee decided to call those members in tonight. The treasurer provided me with a revised list before our meeting tonight so that we can have an accurate understanding.
Thanks, Whitney. We'll review your list before each conference to see who still owes. Alyssa B., any report from the House Chairman?
The House Chairman is concerned about the cleanliness of the House. She's rolling out a new cleaning schedule that she and her committee created. If members aren't abiding by the new schedule, she'll refer them to me and we can discuss it at standards.
Perfect. Last but not least, Essie, any report from the recording secretary?
Yes, we have a few members being called in tonight for attendance.
Okay, thanks. All right, it looks like we didn't have anyone come into open standards and we got through the liaison reports, so let's move on to our action items. Spirit and morale first. We need to start talking about our upcoming sisterhood. Essie and Jess, how's the initial planning coming along?
So far so good. We have the cupcakes ordered and we made the list of supplies we need to decorate. We're looking at September 15th for our sisterhood event. We'll already have our new members by then, so it should be a great time.
Thanks, ladies. We will touch on that again in a couple of weeks. Next up is our morale gift cards. We have called in Morgan tonight to receive a $5 Starbucks card. Whitney, can you invite her into our meeting?
We just wanted to thank you for all of your hard work this semester and that it's been noticed and very much appreciated.
Oh, thank you so much.
Have a good day.
Thanks for coming in tonight.
Thank you, ladies.
Next up is new business. Carly, you had something to bring up under new business, so the floor is yours.
Thanks. The VPAE let me know that Kelly Kappa has been on POC twice. The first time around seemed to work really well, but this time she's been ignoring AE committee liaisons, not returning the VPA's emails, skipping class. I think that it's time we call her in and try to get some information from her and figure out what's going on. She's usually pretty organized and attends class all the time.
All right, thanks, Carly. We'll definitely call her in next week and try to get to the root of the problem. If probation is in order, we will most likely use some of the POC terms that work well for her and add in our own. That is it for new business tonight. Our first member conference will be with Catherine. Let's remember to be kind and try to figure out exactly why Catherine has not been coming to chapter meetings. Essie, can you fill us in on her attendance record from the recording secretary?
Sure. Catherine has missed 5 chapter meetings and they've all been unexcused. She did show up to initiation last month and the philanthropy event, so that's good.
Thanks, Essie. I'm going to now ask Catherine to join us. Whitney, will you grab her? Hi, Catherine. Thanks for coming to meet with us tonight. Do you know why you've been asked to meet with the Standards Committee?
Hi, Alyssa and committee. I do think I've been asked to meet with you all because I have several unexcused absences from chapter meetings.
Yes, that's correct. You have 5 unexcused absences. Can you tell us a little bit more about why you have been missing meeting?
Yeah, I don't really know why I've been missing chapter meetings. I just haven't really felt like coming. But I did have to work 1 week.
I do want to note that you did come to initiation last month and to the Kappa kickball event, which is great. But it's so important that you do attend weekly chapter meetings so you can stay engaged and know what's going on.
I know, I do get information from the minutes.
The minutes are great and we're glad that you're reading them, but so much goes on in chapter that we want to be sure that you're present. The minutes are really for us to go back and get additional details to things that went on at chapter meeting. Not only do our meetings keep us up to date about what's going on with Kappa, but it's also time for us to hold educational programming, ritual review, and even surprise sisterhood at times.
Is everything going okay with school and your new job?
Yeah, everything is going fine. I guess I just needed a little bit of a reminder about how important our meetings are.
Thanks, Catherine. If you could please step out of the room for a few minutes, that would be great. Right now, the committee is going to consider all that you've said in the meeting, and we will come and get you once the committee is done discussing. Thanks. Catherine doesn't seem to have anything too stressful going on, but we need to be sure that she starts coming back to chapter meetings. Does anyone have something they want to say before we vote?
I do think it's important to remember that while everyone is busy, chapter occurs at the same time every week so that members can book their schedule around it.
Catherine is in my pledge class, and I think she just feels disconnected after studying abroad.
Yeah, I agree. Any other comments? Okay, let's do a verbal vote. All those in favor of probation say Kappa.
Kappa.
All those opposed say Gamma. The committee has voted for probation. Does anyone have some ideas for probation terms?
I think assigning a 3-week probation would be good so we can give Catherine a few terms.
I agree with Jess, and I reviewed the suggested guidelines for specific situations document, and I think one term could be to look in the chapter bylaws and standing rules at the attendance policy and then write up a 1-page report on why it's important that we abide by those rules.
I also think she should help come up with a surprise sisterhood that will take place at a meeting.
I think those are both great ideas. Does anyone else have anything? All right, I'm going to fill out her probation form, and Whitney, will you grab her? Welcome back, Catherine. We have discussed and voted to put you on a 3-week probation. I'm going to hand you this probation form so that you can look over it while I fill you in. As you can see, your probation starts today, April 5th, and goes through April 26th. Your terms will include reading the attendance policy and our chapter bylaws and standing rules, and writing a 1-page report on why this is so important to the functioning of our chapter. That report is due April 25th. Also, we would like for you to help us plan a fun surprise sisterhood at our meeting in 2 weeks. As you can see, those are written at the top of your form. We also want to remind you to abide by all federal and state laws along with our documents and to attend all events. Do you understand the terms that are being asked of you?
I do, and I look forward to helping plan a sisterhood.
Okay, great. Will you please sign at the bottom of that form, and I'll be sure to get you a copy of that as well. We'll also need to schedule up a follow-up meeting with you. Will 3 weeks from now at 8 p.m. on the 26th work for you?
Yeah, that's perfect.
All right, good. Thanks, Catherine. Please remember that this meeting is confidential and you should not share anything that was discussed with anyone else. The committee is held to the same agreement. Have a great evening.
Thank you. You too.
Bye.